Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my video for XDev's event, Twilight, Banquet, Lufenia. It's also the raid. So yeah, as I was saying in my pool video, I used XDev, Van, and Porum. You see a few cuts here and there, and I believe the video actually freezed at one point in a later part. It just froze. It didn't skip any of the fights whatsoever. So yeah, I'm not sure why. I think it's mainly it could be because because I'm using an Apple, so I pulled down the home screen, and I'm not sure why, but it froze for a while. So yeah, that is probably the reason. I just don't understand the mechanics behind it. But anyway, yeah, let's get into the fight. So I tried using Noctis for a counter comp, the Rock Gladio. So, but the thing was that I didn't have enough damage, and it was only for you have to finish this fight in 60 turns. So I had some issues with that, and I also didn't stack BT because I decided to keep my own XDev in the field. That was one of my mistakes, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, I saw that there were a few Noctis videos out there, and it's kind of a pity that I didn't manage to use mine. But oh well, you know. If anyone is interested in doing the Noctis strategy, I'm pretty sure you can find it very easily on YouTube. But this is for my run where I don't really cheese it or exploit any of his mechanics. I just just do the Lufenia by itself. So okay, let's talk about the AoE. The AoE is it starts off at 10, and it also goes up by 10. But for some reason, I've never seen it go up by 10. Yeah, see, it goes to 8. Pretty sure it goes to 10, then minus 2 from taking its turn. But yeah, the AoE is HP poison, and the only character in the game right now, I believe, is XDev that can do that. In fact, I'm not sure whether in JP there's anyone else, but I'm pretty sure it's only XDev, which makes maintaining the AoE so annoying. But the other way to increase the AoE count is applying 2 or more debuffs, and it counts if you apply 1 on each boss. So yeah, that is one of the strategies. So instead of relying on the HP poison, you can just make sure that every one of your character applies 2 debuffs. So it will just keep increasing by 1 constantly, in the sense that it should technically never go down. So technically the boss doesn't even have to take a turn. So if you're doing the Noctis run, that's one way, because Noctis applies 1 debuff on each boss. His point blank walk if you're not using his class version. And with his burst effect active, you apparently can break the boss without worrying about a counter attack, as long as it's Noctis that breaks the boss. So I didn't know that when I was running my Noctis. I basically just targeted the one boss that didn't have the yellow aura active. So yeah, that could be why I didn't manage to have enough damage. Because if I had known that, I would definitely brought someone like Terra, to really exploit Noctis burst effect. It was kind of a waste. And I also couldn't find a XDev friend support. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you will not be able to. So this is one of the way that you can actually do it without XDev friend support. Because with the friend support, it makes things so much easier. With his burst effect active, they just constantly take HP damage, and it's so much. It's so significant that it really trivializes this fight. So yeah, I did it without XDev friend support. But if you manage to find one, this team comp still works. All you have to do is just replace your own XDev with it, or just replace any of your character, bring him in, then you don't have to worry about the AoE. Just have to worry about the HP requirement and making sure that you don't get broken. But if you are running the same team count as me, you have Porum in your team, then maintaining the AoE, maintaining Brave shouldn't be an issue. In fact, even if you get hit, XDev actually got broken a few times, and he as I was saying, and he, first of all, he took 0 because of his EX effect, but on the off chance that he didn't, he would have still been able to leave it, because later on in the fight that actually happened. In fact, I think he broke 2 or 3 times, so yeah, he still managed to live through everything. he can tank one of the drain attack with Porum's reduced HP damage. One or two, I'm not sure, but I know that he is able to live through it. So yeah, you don't have to worry about it. So the mechanics for this fight is pretty simple. This entire fight is catered towards X-Death. I'm not sure about Lion because even though I got her LD, I have not tried her out, I have not used her, I have not even built her right. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I will. I probably will, but I'm not sure whether I'll use her anytime soon. But yeah, so for this fight, when the angels have this yellow aura thing, they will counter you with a very powerful single target HP brave into HP attack if they get broken. So the whole name of the game is to not target the angel with the yellow aura, and the only way or rather the very safe way to deal with them is basically gravity. And there's only a few characters that has gravity, you know, Amy, Ultimacia has, but the problem is that she follows her gravity with a break, with a normal brave, so the boss will definitely break. So Amy, Porum, X-Death, you know, not a lot of characters. But I mean, it is still possible to, you know, just shave them until they are low enough brave such that you don't die instantly, you know. But it's kind of a risky game because you're not exactly sure how much brave you might be doing. Like for example, if I had done Van's LD at the beginning of the fight, or when the boss first used its yellow aura, Van is actually able to break them. But if I use it now, he will not be able to. In fact, you'll see later on that Van is not able to break. He's hitting hundreds only. But yeah, so it really depends on where you are in the fight. So here's another example of X-Death getting broken and surviving the drain. But I'm not sure exactly if he's able to survive a second one because he is already broken. So how another one of the boss mechanics is that if you are broken or you get broken by one of the boss attacks, then they will follow up their attack with a HP attack called Drain, and it will also heal them for that same amount. So basically, is to make sure that you don't break them when they have the yellow aura, and you don't get broken. Simple as it. So I mean, a really good tank will be Warrior of Light. He'll make sure that you don't get broken ever. And I'm actually not very sure whether the counter attack will okay, the counter attack will go through his shield basically cause they actually remove all buffs on the target. So that is why you do not want to get hit by it. So if you accidentally break them, it is possible that the character might survive, but you have to build up all your buffs all over again, which is really really annoying. So yeah, just make sure that you don't accidentally break them. I actually did that a few times in my previous runs. But yeah, our Warrior of Light is actually perfect for this because he doesn't really do much brave shaving, so you don't have to worry about accidentally breaking. And his S1 doesn't hit or doesn't shave any of their brave, so you don't have to worry about you know, again accidentally breaking one of them. And it also bypasses their defenses in the sense that you don't have to hit them to get to do damage, or hit their brave to do damage. Yeah, that's what I mean. So at about 50% and I think 79%, 50% and 49% and 39%, or maybe just twice. I can't remember exactly how many times they do it, but they will do this move called Revelations and Revelations Plus. So it is basically a stat increase, you know, a stat increase that we cannot avoid. Right here. Look at Van's brave shaving. It is so pathetic, and that is also why B managed to not get broken. It's basically because Van's shaving just couldn't break the absurd amount of brave king that he just got. So yeah, whenever it goes into his yellow aura, it will do a brave gain and it will delay itself. So you have I think 3 turns. It will delay itself by 3 turns. So another thing to take note or to be very careful with is that you have to pay very close attention to the op count, because after A, it's always A that goes into his yellow aura first and then B. So there was one time where I failed. It was basically cause B, I believe it was B. B was low in terms of the op count, and then A went cleared its yellow aura, and then B went into its yellow aura. But the thing was that it delayed itself, so there was no way that I could maintain the op, or basically because I believe that run was with Noctis, so I didn't have enough people that could maintain the op count or increase the op count by 1. So basically, the gist of the story is that the op count went to 0, I died. That was it. But yeah, so you don't really have to worry if you're running Van and XDev. Porom is able to also maintain increase the op count by 1 if you use her cry. Her cry puts a generic defense down on the bosses. Sorry, on the bosses. So it still counts as applying 2 debuffs, so you don't have to worry about the op count there. So yeah, one way is to just bring a team comp that increases the op by 1 every time any character takes a turn, and making sure that the boss doesn't take a turn. Simple as that. Yeah, here we go, the freezing. So basically, Van does a white wall, and you can hear the background going off, but I'm not sure why the frame is frozen there. So yeah, I mean, I managed to get it back anyway. So yeah, it's just you missing out the white wall. That's all. And yeah, apparently the bosses are also able to get confused. That was something very interesting, because I did not know that. I mean, it was not written that they are immune to any of the debuffs, but it took Confuse such a long time to land that I thought, you know, these are the invisible debuffs that the boss are immune to, you know. So yeah, and another interesting thing is that if they're confused, the yellow aura will not disappear. It will still stay on the boss, as we can see right here. So yeah, Confuse is good in a pinch, but I wouldn't rely on it. Basically because of how unreliable it is, unless you're running someone like Aggress. You know, she is able to reliably land Confuse on the boss. Right there, I targeted XDev basically because of A. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure he had enough Brave, but I did not see the turn order. And I kind of screwed it up. I could just attack with Porom. It wouldn't have been an issue. I actually have no idea why I use Porom's S2. I could have just used any of attack and you would have braved XDev. But yeah, anyway, that's beside the point. Oh, another tip that I would like to share with you guys is that for the challenge quest, if you're not going to pull for XDev, or I mean, look at everything I did for XDev and he still got broken in the end. I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, his EX saved him. The challenge quest, just be very careful with your HP, because these bosses do a very strong single target attack called Piercing Sphere Plus. So it is a Brave gain into HP attack into Brave gain into HP attack. So it's 2 HP dumps. So it's something to be very careful of, because even with 20 plus K health, Kirin just died. He immediately dropped to 0 HP and died. So if you're running Kirin, you just have to be very careful. You might want to put Warrior of Light on the Warrior of Light call on someone, just so that Kirin or your lowest HP doesn't die, because there's a chance that the boss might target both of them might target the same character. So there's no way that any character will survive unless they are a tank, first of all a tank, or has dodge mechanic, or last stand. Simple as it. But yeah, Gladio managed to survive, but as I mean, it is a challenge quest. You can't bring Gladio or any. In fact, I don't think there's any tank. I believe the only character is H. So H works, yes, but you are not going to have his EX immediately. And I find that most of the time the issue that I face with this Piercing Sphere Plus is the beginning of the fight. Not so much towards the end. I don't really see it towards the end. But yeah, so there's something to be careful of. So you do not want to do what I just did, which is killing one of the boss, because they do have a rage mechanic in the form of stat gain. So you'll be doing very pathetic damage. Look at Jack. He's only hitting for 2000. That's the amount of defense buff or defense stats that they gain from me killing one of the boss. So yeah, just be sure to kill both at the same time. So with that, I mean, I didn't even have to summon. In terms of turns, I was fine, because once Van take his turn, the White Wolf will definitely kill this boss. So yeah, I'm not sure whether you can get them into yellow form with one down, but yeah, just be careful to make sure that when you kill one, that the other one is not in yellow form. Because if not, you might have some issue with killing him. Because if you break him, then he might kill one of your character. But yeah guys, this fight is very annoying to deal with. But if you have X-Death, you know, you're sort of safe. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.